What's going on YouTube? Raj here. I hope all of you are well. I have just done a video on Roja Parfums Oud. I gave that one a perfect score, and I am going to be reviewing another one from Roja Parfum. So this one is from his Parfum Cologne line, and this one is Elysium. I got this sample from Greggy Boy 76. Well, that's the name of his YouTube channel. Greg is a really great guy. He also has a website, fragrancesamplesuk.com. Definitely worth checking out. So I bought a bunch of stuff from him, and this was one of them. Roja Dove, or Roja Parfum, the brand, is a brand that, on the whole, I am a fan of. However, when it came to this fragrance, it didn't work for me. It just, from the beginning, I was not a fan, and when I got to the end of this decant, I still wasn't a fan. It just didn't go my way, and I'll explain why. In terms of the pricing and notes and everything, well, the Parfum Cologne version is 225 for 100 ml. There is also a Parfum version, which is 375 for 50. There is also Elysium Edition Spéciale Parfum, 100 ml for 595, and then there's a few discovery atomizers as well. So yeah, I mean, I think only this one on paper from a full-size bottle, and I've also tried that one from a full-size bottle on skin as well. So I know sometimes people think when you get things like decants like this, even from like legitimate websites, they think, oh no, it's fake, you didn't get the real thing. I've tried this fragrance in store and from here, and it's the same experience throughout, which is more of a negative one for me anyway. So the top notes, there's lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, lime, lavender, thyme, artemisia and musk. Hot notes, there's lily of the valley, rose de may, jasmin de grasse, apple and blackcurrant. In the base, there's galbanum, pink pepper, cypriol, vetiver, cedarwood, juniper berry, which actually is one note I get quite strongly, benzoin, vanilla, labdanum, leather, ambergris and musk. This is a springtime fragrance, summertime fragrance, and maybe even going into the autumn. It does have that crispness to it, that freshness to it, and I feel like Roja Parfum on the whole, he does fresh fragrances quite well, even for like it when they're now discontinued, but there were this range of fragrances. There was bergamot, there was neroli, there was vetiver, which technically I guess still exists. And so I think he does have the ability to make fresh scents, but with this one, it didn't work on my skin. There was no longevity. It could be skin chemistry, perhaps. There was no longevity on my skin, no sort of projection off my skin. This lasted for maybe 45 minutes. In fact, I've had this on for about 20 minutes and I can barely smell it. Could it be my skin reaction? Could it be that just the skin is absorbing the scent so much? Could it be my nose? I think the word is insomnic. I don't really know. The only thing I know is that I can't smell the damn thing. So I kind of feel like, what's the point? I persevered and I wore this fragrance a lot. I really doused myself, like on the chest, behind the ears, on the wrist, inside of the wrist, and on clothes. Didn't really make much of a difference spraying it on clothes either, which was kind of a strange one for me. So I think that this is, I think probably most men will gravitate towards this one, but I see no reason why a woman couldn't pull this one off. And it feels more casual for me, this fragrance. It didn't feel like you would wear it on a special occasion. It felt like a day-to-day kind of scent. So what do I get from this fragrance? Well, it's a bit of a tricky one to say because I don't get much. Really, there is a little bit of pink pepper, and there's that juniper berry as well, giving this kind of like peppery, spicy, but also freshness, which actually I quite like in the scent. I do get a little bit of bergamot in there as well, and I feel like the way that it performs on my skin, it's almost incomplete. It's almost like you smell the fragrance 12 hours later and you're coming into the dry down and it's becoming a skin scent, but it's like that from the beginning. And I just don't understand it. My view seems to be in the minority here, because I think most people really, really enjoy this fragrance, but absolutely nothing. So it's unbelievable actually. It doesn't happen very often to me. I'm really digging my nose in to see what I can get from this, but from the cap there's like a juiciness, there's like a juicy fruity, like an apple vibe. I know a lot of people say, is this his version of Aventus? From what I've smelled on paper, it doesn't smell like Aventus to me at all. I think there's a couple of ingredients like the apple note and maybe the blackcurrant note that will remind you of Aventus, so I can see that, but that's like one portion of the scent. On paper, this smelled so nice, so much better. The citrus was nice and sharp. There was a crisp apple note. It kind of reminded me of a Creed fragrance, Vetiver Geranium, which was a lovely scent. Probably need to get that back in my collection. But yeah, it just didn't work out. So how do I rate this? I feel like I haven't really experienced it in full. So I'm kind of like, well, what do I say? I mean, 5 out of 10? I don't really know. Like 5 out of 10? I'll just give it a rating because I have to. So anyway, guys, have you had this experience with Roja Parfums Elysium, the Parfum Cologne version? Does it last all day on you, maybe, and you get all the notes, and it's like one of the best fragrances you've tried? Whatever you have to say it. Check me out on Instagram. Check out some of my more recent videos if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.